In this video, we'll be giving you a little background on our collaborative process and what to expect during the meeting. You'll get a lot more detail in the actual meeting. Our online collaborative process is based upon a popular methodology called open space technology. Now, open space technology has been around since about 1985 and was created by a man by the name of Harrison Owen. And this methodology was inspired by a coffee break. Harrison Owen found that when he was going to business conferences, the best parts of the conference were often during the coffee break, where Harrison met people that he wanted to meet and talked about things that he had a passion for. How about you? Have you noticed that the most collaborative and creative times can actually be in the coffee breaks between speakers or between meetings rather than in the meeting itself? That's what Harrison Owen created in open space technology, an environment where the creative juices and the collaborative connection happened just as if he was in those coffee breaks at those conferences. Open space technology is now being used around the world in business applications, for communities, or in conferences. Open space technology is one of the most effective methodologies for collaboration that's available today. It works. It's been used with 10 people, 15 people, 100 people, and even a couple of thousand people at a time. 1,000, 2,000 people coming together with open space technology. So what are the ingredients of open space technology that he put together to create this very collaborative, co-creative space? The first primary ingredient, which you'll already be aware of for your meeting, is the theme. This is the larger why or the purpose of the meeting. Why are you coming together to co-create and collaborate? What are you collaborating on? This is the invitation for which people show up or don't. Another ingredient which provides definition to the container with which we can co-create in is the givens. These are like the boundaries of our experience. What is included and what is not included in our collaborative process. For example, what's the budget we have to work with? Another example might be that decisions made in the meeting must go through board approval, or which kinds of decisions must go to board for approval. The givens also clear the space of assumptions one might have about what is not allowed or changeable that in reality is allowed and maybe even ready for change. The agenda is another key component of our collaborative process. You will notice that there's been no agenda sent out. There is absolutely no agenda to start off with. And that is one of the secrets of this process. The agenda is created from the passion of the people coming to the meeting and them taking responsibility for creating the agenda. Imagine a meeting with 1,000 people coming together for 2 days with absolutely no agenda and creating an agenda in the first hour or so of that meeting for the entire conference. An agenda that is based on the passions of everyone that comes to the meeting. That process of agenda creation will enhance the wisdom and the creativity of the people that come. This freedom to spontaneously create an agenda by the people in the room is at the root of the collaborative process. There'll be 4 guiding principles for our meeting. The first principle is whoever comes are the right people. Let go of who's not in the meeting or who should be in the meeting. Know that who's ever in your breakout group or who's ever in this collective circle have the wisdom to accomplish the goals. Even if you're the only person in a breakout group, you might be just the right person for that meeting because you have the passion to be there. Trust that. The second principle is whatever happens is the only thing that could have. This is acknowledgement that other things can happen that are different than our expectations. It's about letting go of the outcome and be open to different and new outcomes that you never thought were possible. Be prepared to be surprised on what could happen versus what isn't happening. If it isn't happening, then it just wasn't meant to be. Let go of trying to control outcome. The next principle is whenever it starts is the right time. This is about letting go of time constraints and time expectations. Creativity cannot be timed. It happens when it happens. Let go of when it's supposed to happen, go with the flow, and be surprised on what happens in the right time. And the last principle is, when it is over, it is over. Or the corollary to that would be, when it's not over, it's not over. We've set aside in the breakout groups a certain amount of time for your meetings. They might be 45 minutes, for example, and you might be done your meeting after 15 minutes. If you're done and you've answered the question or had the work done within 15 minutes, then why not stop? Stop your meeting and go to another one. On the other side of things, you may be completely energized after 45 minutes and solving a world problem. Why stop? Continue on, create a new space, create another time when your group can get together and continue working with your passion, and stop the meeting when it is over and not before. Our collaborative process is governed by one very important law. This is the law of 2 feet, or the law of mobility. This law acknowledges that your energy is important. Your time is important. Be where you want to be. If you need to take a break, take a break. If you're passionate about being in a certain meeting, go there. Manage your energy, and that will contribute to the most effective, co-creative, collaborative process possible. When we're operating by these principles and this law, there's often a couple of different behaviors that emerge within the group. We call these butterflies and bumblebees. You may notice butterfly behavior when someone comes into your meeting and sits down but says nothing at all, just sits there, looks beautiful. Trust that butterflies are still contributing with their energy just by being there and listening. They don't necessarily have to speak to contribute to the meeting. Let the butterflies be there, acknowledge their beauty, and let them contribute in their own way. They might not even come to a meeting. They might just take a coffee break. That's also okay. Bumblebees, although also beautiful, have quite a different behavior than the butterflies. They kind of want to be everywhere. They'll go from meeting to meeting and pop in and kind of pollinate some ideas and carry some new ideas over to another meeting and back again. They will fly from place to place and contribute with their energy and their ideas and their knowing. Trust that both the butterflies and the bumblebees are managing their energy in the best way that they know how. Above all, be prepared to be surprised. And now we bring these very powerful collaborative tools to you through the World Wide Web in a virtual environment that you may have powerful, effective, co-creative meetings around the world with your colleagues and friends. Get ready for a collaborative experience that will not only change your view of meetings, it'll change your view of the potential of people working together.